What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
The first thought you have is what you were taught to think, and the second one defines who you are. Which basically means that whenever I see a girl wearing a really risky outfit, and my first thought is, what a witch. My second thought is, it's her body, it's her choice, she can do whatever she wants, she can wear whatever she wants, who am I to judge? So the first thought is what you were conditioned to think, and the second thought is who you choose to be.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
A couple of years ago, I was walking to the train station in Edinburgh and an old lady came up to me. I thought she was going to ask for directions, but she asked me if I was the milkman. So I said, no, I'm not the milkman. And then she looked me dead in the eye and said, oh yeah, you're Josie. And I was like, yeah, that's my name. Have I met you before? Sorry. And she says, no, but I'm Josie too. And I know all of us.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
Okay, this is a good one. I don't drink alcohol, and I'm rarely asked why, but here's the answer. I was a young athlete, and I was at a party with a bunch of adults when I was feeling the effects of peer pressure to drink alcohol. And as I went to take the very first sip, someone walked up to me, an adult much older than me that I did look up to, grabbed the alcohol out of my hand and said, "They can't wait to see you fail." And that has stuck with me forever. I've had a few glasses of wine in my lifetime, but that's it.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
We all die. You either kill yourself or get killed. What you gonna do?
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
So I grew up during a time when virginity and virtue were wildly advertised within pop culture. Like, I remember when Britney Spears losing her virginity was a scandal. And despite having a very sex-positive mom, I truly believed that if I lost my virginity to someone and it wasn't the one, it wasn't with someone special, that it meant something negative about me. And this one time my mom was talking to me about sex, and I said to her, "Mom, I can't have sex. I can't have sex unless it's with someone special." And my absolute queen of a mother, she looked at me and she said, "Oh, honey, as long as you and the person you're with are both consenting and respecting one another, whenever you do have sex, it will be with someone special because you're there." And to stop focusing on what I think society wants from me and start figuring out what I want for me. And that advice not only lives rent-free in my brain, I gave it a fucking penthouse.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
Okay, so about 3 years ago, I was working as a CNA on a med-surg floor, and I'm taking my patient's vital signs, and this physician walks up to me in the hallway as I'm going to the next room, and he asks me if I'm taking care of this patient in there, and I say, yeah, I am. And then he proceeds to ask me all these questions about this patient's medical status, and I'm kind of sitting there like, dude, I'm just a CNA, like, you might want to go talk to the nurse because I don't know the answers to these questions. And he pauses and he looks at me and he says, "Don't ever say you're just the CNA, because you do more work for your patients than I ever do for them." And that statement has always kind of stuck with me. And now that I am in medical school and hoping to become a physician, it's something that I always like to keep in mind, and it replays in my head every time I'm working in the clinic or in the hospitals, because it really is the honest truth. Like, as physicians, we do a lot, but the nurses and the CNAs do more than we ever will.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
Leave a little cheese out if you're looking for a rat. If you fall for the trap, let the motherfucker snap. You're a real motherfucker if you bring it right back. Loyalty you can't buy, that's a motherfucking fact.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
My high school teacher said, "You'll never have a face for radio." And I was like, fuck you. I was so hot. I was like, how dare you tell me I can't succeed, even if it's in fucking radio. I worked hard ever since that day. I worked on everything I could. I lifted, I did sports, I did everything I could, because one day I'll have a fucking face for radio, and fuck Mr. Patrick. Then I realized like 2 weeks ago, it was a joke, cause it's radio. So yeah, maybe he was right that I wasn't the brightest bulb in the bunch, you know?
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
Years ago, I was going through a really difficult time. I decided to go to church, but I didn't know any churches in the area, so I just picked one out of the phone book, I think. Anyway, midway through the service, I started crying, and I thought I was just about ready to get up and leave when the woman in front of me, a total stranger, reached her hand back and found mine, and she squeezed it. And she said, "I don't know what's going on, but it's going to be okay. I don't know what her name is. I left after church, but that happened over 25 years ago, and I've never forgotten it. And to this day, I still try to pay it forward."
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
So I was on the phone with a girlfriend 20 years ago, 1999. And she was telling me about something that had happened that day that was difficult for her, and she needed to vent. And while she was talking, I decided it was a great idea to share an experience of mine that was similar, to kind of share with her that I related to what she was experiencing. Wow. She stopped me dead in my tracks and she said, "Hang on a second, I'm speaking. What I need from you is to hear me, to listen, to hear, to witness, not share a story about you." Wow. I mean, that was the best thing she could have said to me. Because what it taught me was that's all people really want, is to be heard.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
This is something that I will never forget, and also something that I think a lot of people should hear at least once in their life. So my grandmother once told me, she said, whenever you find the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life, when you find your partner, your love, your significant other, whenever y'all are having problems in your relationship, whether it be arguments, disagreements, anything that's going to compromise the relationship, you need to understand that it's not you against them or them against you, that it is simply the two of you against the problem. And that has changed my life.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
So I was getting ready to go into high school for the first day, and I remember my dad pulled me aside, and he said, "You might not believe me right now, but all the cool kids change. So you're gonna walk into high school, there's gonna be a hierarchy of who's popular, who's unpopular. I promise that it shifts all the time, so you can't put faith into it. So be nice to every single person that you meet." And that super holds for like the entertainment industry, the music industry, freaking TikTok, for life. Be nice to every single person that you meet. Cool kids change.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
So when I was 23, I had just had my second child, who happened to be born with stage 5 renal kidney failure and a whole bunch of other medical conditions. Now, I had an almost 2-year-old at the time too. And of course, I'm living in a state where I got no friends, no family, nobody, nothing. Sleeping on my baby daddy's mama's couch in a 1-bedroom shack apartment. And his mama don't like me. His sister don't like me. My baby daddy didn't even like me. So I'm sitting in my son's hospital bedroom. The doctor's coming in and out talking about, "You're gonna have to do this, this, and that." And I'm like, what? How? Where? I'm 23. I don't have anywhere to go. I have nothing. I have nobody. What am I supposed to do? You know, boo-hooing. Y'all, when I tell you the social worker walking in that room so quick, she looked me up and down and said, "Honey, listen, ain't a damn person in this world owes you a damn thing. Now what you're gonna do is stop crying and make a decision now. That little boy needs you. You wanna run around and spread your legs open, and you ain't even ready. Now you either gonna step up and take care of this baby or find someone else who will."